Week 15 started with the Seahawks beating the Rams 24-3. And for the record, I took the Seahawks to win. Anyone who had any doubts that the Seahawks were going to beat the Rams needed to have like the biggest lobotomy in the history of brain surgery. It continued Saturday with the Dolphins blowing out the Jets 34-13 after with Matt Moore at quarterback because Ryan Tannehill suffered a sprained sprained knee, basically. He sprained his ACL and his MCL thanks to Calais Campbell's low hit. And the reason why it wasn't flagged was because he was blocked into, which I call bullshit on that, but whatever. At least the Dolphins, I'll tell you what, the Dolphins are not going away as far as making their playoff push is concerned. And they could have laid an egg against the New York Jets, and for the record, I took the Miami Dolphins to win. You're going to have to trust me when I say that too, because this is like 2 weeks after Thanksgiving now, okay? Okay, this is the time of year where the good teams get good and the bad teams get 1,000 times worse. Why should the Jets be any different? Why should the Dolphins be any different? Just saying. But now it's time for the rest of your picks, and I want to get these done as quickly as possible. So let's get started. Because once again, I do not have time for this fucking bullshit. Vikings hosted the Indianapolis Colts. Vikings are at 7-6. Colts are at 6-7. This was supposed to be the conspiracy theorist Super Bowl this year, right? Every conspiracy theorist, everybody who's into conspiracy theories anyway, had these two teams going to the Super Bowl with the Colts winning, if I'm not mistaken. And the Colts could very well be out of the playoffs. The only reason why they're not is because of once again how crappy the AFC South is. And meanwhile the Vikings, they're fighting for their playoff lives. Period. Man, take the Minnesota Vikings. Indy's defense is still garbage. I'll just leave it at that. Steelers going on the road to face the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Cincinnati Bengals, they've been rolling as of late, beating up on some crappy football teams. Granted, I should have taken the fucking Bengals to defeat the Cleveland Browns. I wanted to change it before kickoff time, but whatever. I have to take the loss in that situation. Whatever. And the Steelers, same fucking thing. I should have changed it back to the Steelers when the Steelers were facing the Buffalo Bills. And now Buffalo's in trouble, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that later, ladies and gentlemen. As far as this game goes, take the Pittsburgh Steelers to sweep the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals at this point are playing the role of spoiler, and the Bengals could and the Ravens could really use the Steelers' help after the Ravens lost to the New England Patriots. I'll just leave it at that. Speaking of which, Texans hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars at Texans. End of story. Let's move the fuck on. Please. Lions going on the road to face the New York Giants. Both teams are at 9-4. The Giants are the only team to beat the Dallas Cowboys this year in the NFL. They're the only team in the NFC East to sweep the Dallas Cowboys. And Dak Prescott played his worst game of his rookie season, and therefore of his career. The Giants' defense played their best game of the season. Cowboys' defense wasn't that bad either. They only gave up 10. But the Giants only gave up 7. I mean, come on. And the Lions, meanwhile, who did they beat last week? Oh, God. No, not the Vikings. The Bears. That's right. They barely beat the Chicago Bears. And speaking of quarterback injuries, Matthew Stafford now has a broken middle finger in his right throwing hand, which is the wrong hand. And take the New York Giants to defeat the Detroit Lions. The Giants are for real this year. I'm sorry, but give me a break. Titans going on the road to face the Kansas City Chiefs. The Titans, good job, great fucking job beating the Denver Broncos. They shut them out. They shut the Broncos out 13-0, and they kept them shut out until midway through the fourth quarter. Denver tried to make a comeback, but even though I had Denver winning, I had my fucking doubts. I gotta be honest with you, I had my fucking doubts. And the Kansas City Chiefs, meanwhile, my fucking bad Kansas City. I tried to warn everybody, including myself, because I took the Raiders to beat Kansas City, that the Chiefs were going to win the AFC West. Now the Raiders, they'll probably win 2 more games, then we'll see what happens in Denver. But whatever there. Marcus Mariota played his worst game of the season last week. That's what happens when you face the Broncos' pass defense. And look for and Marcus Mariota's been having a better season. He's been playing a lot better than he has the previous week, but he's facing that opportunistic Kansas City defense. No way you're going into Arrowhead and beating the Kansas City Chiefs. I know you beat them 2 years ago. Congratulations on that. Too bad it was the season opener, and your season opener wins at the time were considered your Super Bowls, Tennessee. But the Titans are not winning this game. Let's be realistic here. Chiefs, end of story, moving on. Oh, god damn it. Browns, fuck you Browns. Yankees, going on the road to face the Buffalo Bills, and once again they're known as the Buffalo Bills. Every time they get off to a promising start, they start stumbling down the fucking stretch and end up out of the fucking playoffs. And it's looking like the Buffalo Bills will once again be missing the playoffs. However, take the Buffalo Bills to defeat the Cleveland Browns, because the Cleveland Browns do not deserve a fucking victory at all this year. Robert Griffin III is starting. Who knows who's starting at fucking quarterback in Cleveland? Give me a break. Robert Griffin III and the Cleveland Browns. A match made in fucking heaven. Moving on. Packers going on the road to face the Chicago Bears. What a shit season for the Chicago Bears. Now, if you want to piss off Bears fans and Packers fans alike, and just NFL fangirls in general, to the point where they start with the petty name calling and the emotional feelings-based bullshit arguments like, well, you don't know what it's like to face the Packers twice a year because the Packers are not your team. Because whoever your favorite team is, you don't have to face the Packers, blah, 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 blah. Tell the truth about how fucking overrated the Bears-Packers rivalry is this year. Especially this year. You have no fucking say. Shut the fuck up this year. The Packers are fighting for Packers have slim playoff hopes, and the Bears are out of the playoffs this year. So shut it. And for the record, I think the Packers and speaking of which, my bad Green Bay should not have taken the Seahawks to defeat the Packers at Lambeau Field, really. And Russell Wilson, holy crap. 5 interceptions, and none of them, I don't think, and to be fair on Russell Wilson's 5 interceptions, a majority of them were not his fault, but they're still his interceptions. End of story. And the Packers defense, they've been playing a little bit better as of late. But like I said, they've always been suspect. However, take the Packers to sweep the Chicago Bears. And meanwhile, the Chicago Bears, they nearly picked up a victory over the Detroit Lions. But the thing is, and this is going to be a close game too. I will be realistic on that because, let's be honest here, it is the Bears and it is the Packers. It's the longest rivalry in the history of the NFL, but it doesn't mean it's the greatest rivalry in the history of the NFL. So, fuck you. But it's going to be close. Eagles going on the road to face the Ravens. Yeah, for fuck's sakes. Eagles swallow on the road. Ravens, end of story. They need this victory. Falcons hosting the 49ers. Last year, the Falcons lost to the 49ers. That's not happening this year. Look for the 49ers to lose their 13th consecutive game after starting 1-0. And the Falcons beating the fucking shit out of the Los Angeles Rams. 42-14. It was really 42-0. And of course, the Rams defense only gave up 28 of those points because the other 14 points were off of turnovers, but still, the Rams defense didn't play all that fucking great. Jared Goff, and judging by the score in Seattle, he didn't play all that great in Seattle either. But the Falcons were the final team to defeat a Jeff Fisher Rams team because, as we all know by now, Jeff Fisher finally got fired. And it's about fucking time too. Give me a fucking break. See that, Jacksonville? You can fire your head coach before the season's over. There's no rule against it, by the way. Just so you know. Moving on. Quickly. Falcons, end of story. By the way. Saints going on the road to face the Cardinals. The Cardinals are at home. Take the Cardinals. Not making that stupid mistake again. Raiders going on the road to face the Chargers, where it's going to be most likely 80% Raider fans, because Charger fans have been fed up with the Chargers bullshit the past 5, 6, 7 years. Take the Oakland Raiders to win this game. If the Raiders were garbage, I would take the Chargers, of course. But the Raiders are not garbage this year. They have been getting better. They've been playing better since their 3-13 season, and I don't see that changing. The Raiders are going to own the shit out of the Chargers again. So take the Raiders to win. All right, yeah, on to the late afternoon game. Continuing on to the late afternoon, this is the last late afternoon game. Patriots going on the road to face the Denver Broncos. We all know it. Now, I tried to warn you people about the Broncos, that the Broncos were in trouble. Well, now the Broncos have the toughest remaining schedule. They have to face the New England Patriots, who are tied for the best record in the National Football League, thanks to Dallas losing. The following week, have to go to Arrowhead on a Sunday night, on Christmas night. That's not going to be easy either. And then the good news is you face the Raiders at home, but you're still facing the Raiders. Listen, I understand the Patriots have to travel to Denver on a short week, but the Broncos are not beating the Patriots. I'm sorry. I tried to warn you guys that Denver's in trouble. And guess what? Denver is not making the playoffs this year. I'm sorry. Sorry. I mean, I can't play the fake optimistic bullshit fan this year. No disrespect to any Bronco fan, okay? And I'm sorry, but the Broncos, I'm just being realistic here. Don't call me a fucking bandwagon bitch. Go fuck yourselves. Patriots are going to win. Alright, Sunday Night Football. Once again, the Cowboys going on. No, scratch that. Cowboys hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers have won 5 games in a row, by the way. Speaking of teams that have gotten hot. Man, every Florida team's doing good except Jacksonville this year. How funny is that? And last week's game against the Saints, it's been a long time since I've seen Raymond James Stadium fill up for a Buccaneers game, and actually have the fans root for the Buccaneers. It's been a while. And the Cowboys, tough. Like I said, tough loss against the Giants. Yeah, the Cowboys are just as beatable as the rest of the National Football League. Imagine that. However, and the Buccaneers defense has been playing really good football lately. That's been their main reason. James Woods is doing his part too. Let's get that out of the fucking way. And how about Brady? Holy crap, he's been playing some good football this year. Ever since they got rid of Austin Seferian-Jenkins, the Buccaneers have been back on track. With that being said, this is a tough game for me to pick, but take the Dallas Cowboys to defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And last up on ESPN NFL Monday, Panthers going on the road to face the Washington Redskins. Josh Norman facing... Damn it, I need some water. But Josh Norman facing his former football team, the Carolina Panthers. And so far, even though the Redskins are still fighting for their playoff lives, Josh Norman has proven that the Panthers have made a big mistake. And look what the Panthers have done. This season. Their secondary has gotten a lot fucking worse. Their linebackers and their defensive line has been playing good, but their secondary, they have been bad this year. I mean, come on, you gave up 300 yards to Julio Jones alone earlier this season. Sure, they've been playing better as of late, but give me a fucking break. And if the season, and before this game, and before the season started, I would have had the Carolina Panthers. But that was before the season started. This is December. December the 18th, 2016. The Redskins are a good football team. The Panthers are not that good of a football team as everybody thought they were. So take the Washington Redskins to win this game. That's it. That's all. Till next time, later, fuckers.